Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. So, this past weekend, Marvel dropped some new trailers for She-Hulk and Black Panther Wakanda Forever, among lots of other news, but I'll talk about that news in another video. So, I will be reacting to these two trailers and just kind of giving my thoughts. So, if you wanted to skip to different, my different reactions in this video, use the chapters below, the time codes, and let's just hop right into these. Now, I have heard some buzz online that Daredevil is going to be in the She-Hulk trailer, but that's the only thing I know about the trailer, but I feel like that's kind of probably the most important, if we're being honest. Anyway, let's get into this. Oh, jeez.
What the hell, man?
Still in control and the overwhelming feelings of rage.
No, a normal amount of rage.
You do revert back to Gen form when you sleep.
Was the air horn really necessary?
For comedy, absolutely. This
CGI,
is
like,
a multi-year
looks
journey you're
good,
about
it
to
just
embark on.
still looks a little off. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks
Who's your
smooth,
best
though.
friend?
Nikki.
Spandex. Spandex is your best friend. Being a Hulk asks for balance.
Whoa.
You have so much more to learn. Yes.
Like the CGI, like, the way she
Barely nailing it at all
moves
these things.
looks really fluid.
If you want to go back to your life as a lawyer, I respect that.
He doesn't mean that.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I heard there's gonna be some, like, fourth wall breaking in this.
More and more eccentric superhumans are coming out of the woodwork.
Yeah. Whoa, what the heck?
We're going to launch a division for them. And I want the She-Hulk to be
Oh,
the
interesting.
face
Yeah,
of
I heard about this.
Jennifer Waters.
I think it was in the first trailer. Yeah.
I have a serious conflict of interest. This man tried to kill my cousin, Bruce.
Yeah, that's quite all right.
Oh.
Okay.
People only care because
I am really looking
representing
forward
Bill
to seeing
Blonsky.
Abomination.
They think I care because they're like, hey, that girl's green.
Hope we get to see Titania.
Do
She.
your thing. God, I really like
I'm
this
sorry, but
outfit.
she looked really stupid.
I'm not proud of this.
Miss Walters,
Wong.
we answer to a higher power. Our universe is on
Interesting.
the edge of a precipice.
Oh, there we go.
We do things by the book.
I really want to see
Book of
an
the Shanty.
Abomination.
No, the book of American laws.
I really want to see an Abomination versus
Whether
Hulk
you like it
rematch.
or
That'd
not,
be dope.
you're now a superhero.
Let's do this. You know that friend you had in high school who was way cooler than you were, attractive, got all the attention from everyone? Hello.
I think I'm jealous. Is that what I'm feeling?
They really needed to censor that. Haha! There he is! Damn. Interesting. Whew. Okay, so quick thoughts before we get into the next trailer. Mixed bag. I mean, I feel like some of the humor looks a little bit stupid. Like, it doesn't land for me, at least in the trailer. Titania, I think her name is. I don't know. Her suit looks stupid, but maybe that's like the point, you know? It could be interesting, especially considering she has ties to Doctor Doom in the comics. Perhaps, you know, they might kind of tease that in this. What I do like about this show is it seems like there's a lot of cameos, which I know, like, you know, oftentimes I think the MCU gets bogged down with cameos, but if used correctly, it can connect it to the wider universe. Like, Shang-Chi did a pretty good job, like, having Abomination and Wong in it briefly. But, like, the other Disney Plus Marvel shows really haven't had many, like, cameos that fit into the story. Like, Ms. Marvel, spoilers, had, you know, Captain Marvel at the very end, and, like, but all the other shows have pretty much just had, you know, characters from the MCU that connect to them, you know? Like, Falcon and the Winter Soldier had, like, cameos, but it was, like, you know, Don Cheadle's War Machine and stuff. Well, he wasn't even a War Machine, he was just Rhodey. So I do find it interesting. There's, you know, they're having, like, bringing in other characters that aren't necessarily, you know, related to She-Hulk, but are part of the bigger universe, like Wong and, like, Daredevil. Which, speaking of Daredevil, You know, there was rumors like 6 months ago that he was going to be in this show. I did not expect them to already confirm it. I expected that to be like a surprise, kind of like Kingpin was, you know? They like teased at it, or there were rumors, but they didn't actually show Kingpin till he showed up. They're showing Daredevil right in this, and I am so freaking happy. We know it's Charlie Cox, obviously, but what's really there were rumors that it was going to be like a red and yellow suit, like the original comics, which I wasn't sure how that was gonna look. And honestly, I'm really happy. Not only because like the red and yellow looks really cool, like the yellow just, you know, it's kind of a muted yellow. It's not too bright and like ugly looking. It works, but it's so clearly like pretty much the same suit he had in the Marvel Netflix show, which I feel like it's been kind of nebulous whether these Marvel Netflix shows are canon. You know, after the whole like after they got canceled, it seemed like the MCU kind of ignored them. Then they brought in, you know, Vincent D'Onofrio as Kingpin and Charlie Cox as Matt Murdock. But it wasn't clear if this was like just kind of a soft reboot or like a reboot of the characters with the same actors, or if they are kind of canon. And even though it is kind of like a reboot, it does seem like they are kind of keeping those shows canon, because that's like the same Daredevil suit with just some recoloration, which I was thinking they were going to give him, like, since it's like a red and yellow suit, I was thinking they're just totally revamping his character. They're giving him a new suit, and it's just going to be like a reboot. But considering they're basically using the same suit from the Netflix show, this kind of gives me hope that they're actually going to like continue with Matt's story in the Daredevil series and in the Echo show, which he's pretty much confirmed to be in now. So I have lots of hope for this, because it's not just, you know, a reboot with the same actor. Plus, that suit's really cool. Like, the one of the best things about the Netflix shows, you know, not that the MCU suits are bad, but there's something kind of like grounded and gritty, but still really cool about the Netflix suits, mainly Daredevil and Punisher suits. So I was kind of afraid they were going to make them too, you know, like MCU-y, which is, you know, just kind of like too bright and like, you know, streamlined and like, I don't know, I guess too like comic booky, which is cool sometimes, but I really liked the grounded look of the Daredevil suit, and I'm really glad that they're bringing that back just with some different colors. Speaking of the different colors, it seems like he's going to be changing his colors, like of his suit as things go on, because we did hear in a report like a week or so ago that in the Echo show, Daredevil's going to show up in a black and red suit, kind of like Shadowland, I guess. So I'm wondering if he's just going to like kind of have the same suit for the most part that he had in the Netflix show, but he's going to change his colors for some reason. Maybe they're going to have like a reason for that. I don't know, or it's just going to happen. Either way, it's obvious that Daredevil was my favorite part of this trailer. The rest of it is a mixed bag. Like, I do like the dynamic with Hulk and Hulk kind of mentoring, you know, his cousin, She-Hulk, but also I'm kind of, I don't know if I'd say I'm tired of, you know, Professor Hulk, Smart Hulk, but, you know, like the MCU just keeps like nerfing Hulk and trying to make him more like one of those funny characters, like ever since Ragnarok, and even before that, he wasn't as cool as he should be. Like, I really wanted to see like a really badass, powerful Hulk again, but I don't know. So I kind of have mixed feelings about that. Like, I think it looks entertaining, but I wish they would go back to like having a cooler Hulk, I guess. And like I said, some of the humor doesn't really land, but it looks pretty good. Like, the CGI looks good. Even on She-Hulk, it's like a mixed bag. Like, it looks good. There's something about her face that's just way smoother and less detailed than Hulk. I don't know why. Maybe it's because she's a woman and they're trying to make, you know, her face look smoother because of that. Or maybe the CGI isn't totally finished. It does look better than it did, that's for sure. It doesn't look terrible. Like, it's not like distracting anymore to me. But there's still something a little off about it. But I think like her body looks really good. Not in that way. I mean, like, her body looks really detailed and real, you know, as much as real as a CGI character can. But those are my thoughts on this trailer. Let's hop into Black Panther. I'm very curious about this one, because I'm not sure what it's going to be like without T'Challa. Oh, Lupita Nyong'o's back. It's kind of weird she wasn't in like Infinity War and Endgame, but Okoye was. Oh, sister Shuri. It looks beautiful, that's for sure. Wow, like the first one looked great, but this, for some reason, looks even better. Who's pregnant? So is... So are they just like killing off T'Challa? Oh, this is the Atlanteans. Interesting. Huh. Oh, there's... So is she gonna be Wakandan? Is Riri Williams? Oh, there's Namor! Is Riri Williams gonna be Wakandan in this? No? M'Baku. Yeah. Oh, there's the Atlanteans. Ah, Ironheart, there we go. Huh. Ah, there's him again. Oh, there's... Interesting. So there's gonna be somebody wearing a Black Panther suit. Couldn't tell if it was a man or a woman, though. Alright, let me go back and look at that real quick, because I kind of want to see if I can tell if it's a man or a woman in the suit. It's too hard to tell, man. It could be either. It does look a little more like slim than, you know, T'Challa did, so it could be Shuri. I don't know. I did hear that like Shuri isn't supposed to be Black Panther in this, so it looks like somebody's wearing the suit. So that's kind of cool, but at the same time, it's like if it's not T'Challa, then I mean, I guess Shuri is the only like logical choice because she was, you know, Black Panther at one point in the comics and his sister, but at the same time, I feel like she's just an character in the MCU right now. But anyway, so overall thoughts about this. As a comic fan, a Marvel fan, I'm not super excited. And by that I mean, like, Black Panther without Black Panther isn't Black Panther. You know, like, without T'Challa, I don't really care that much. The only thing that's bringing me, like, making me, like, care as a Marvel fan is Namor. And I really don't have a problem with them making it more of an Aztec culture. I find that kind of interesting, actually. Even though it's different from the comics, it kind of sets it apart from, like, Aquaman. But also just, like, you know, sets it apart from your typical like Atlantis story. Like there's been plenty outside of, you know, the Submariner and Aquaman. So I think that does lend a little bit, and it makes sense because, you know, this is very much, the Black Panther movies are obviously very much capturing African culture. It makes sense that they would try to emulate, you know, another culture besides just, you know, a bunch of whitefish people, I guess. So I don't have a problem with that, and it also could be really interesting to kind of see their origin. And I do hope though that they kind of talk a little bit about that and kind of like say that it's technically like Atlantis, but that's not what they call it. But, you know, to the average person that would find it, they would consider Atlantis, like that inspired the Atlantis legend. I kind of hope that's where they go. I think Namor looks pretty cool. I feel like maybe he has like a little bit too many like adornments and stuff on him, but I guess that's part of that culture, so, you know, whatever. He still looks cool, and he's still got like the trunks and the wings on his feet, I know, so that's cool. I just hope he's a cool character and he is like he is in the comics, like kind of a good guy, but kind of a jackass, you know? And what's his name? Tinoch Huerta. It was rumored like over a year ago that he would be playing Namor, and I dismissed it because I thought he was too unknown to play Namor. Like, I figured they would try and find somebody, you know, a little bit more A-listy, I guess, which was stupid of me because Marvel has, you know, cast plenty of unknowns in the past. You know, even as, like, their bigger characters. So, I mean, they just hired an actress with no experience to play Ms. Marvel. You know, so they've done that several times. And they even say introducing Tinoch Huerta, which he's been in other movies. Like, he was in the last Purge movie, like the Forever Purge. So I'm not sure why they're saying introducing. But I guess it's his first, like, huge role. So, but that's cool. I hope he kind of, like, burst into stardom after this. That's pretty cool, and I hope he does well as Namor. Seems like he's a good choice. Like if they're gonna do like a more South American, Hispanic culture version of Namor, I think he definitely looks the part. So yeah, and okay, but now that I've gotten that out of the way, the Marvel fan part, as a movie fan, this looks very interesting. Like the cinematography is great. They didn't bother having any, really even any lines really besides like the end. There's definitely a weight to this. They didn't bother having the typical like fun haha, Marvel brand to it like we saw in the She-Hulk trailer. This feels like a legitimate, like just well done movie that isn't trying to be like all the other Marvel movies, which I think some people will like and some people won't. I think Marvel has been trying to branch out a lot more lately and make some stuff that kind of breaks away from their brand. Some people have liked it, some people have hated it. I think the biggest example of that was probably Eternals, and people hated it. So I guess we'll see. This probably will do better because it's Black Panther and everything. But I guess we'll see. But it does look like a really good movie. I saw somebody talk about this trailer saying there's more of a weight to it than most of the Marvel movies, and I totally agree. Like just from this trailer, there is just like a weight to it. I think a lot of it's because of T'Challa's like it seems like he is going to die in this, or he died off screen. But yeah, it looks like a good movie, like well done. As a Marvel movie, we'll see. I feel like if it's a really good movie, it'll just be good, but it might not fit too well with like the rest of the MCU. But if they try to like tie in too much MCU type stuff, it might ruin just the, quality of the movie. But I guess we'll see. I think I'm overanalyzing it, but either way, this does look cool. I'm not gonna say I'm like excited, as a Marvel fan or anything, but I am very much more interested than I was before I saw this trailer. I will say I really don't care that much about Ironheart. I don't know much about her. Maybe this movie will change my mind. We'll see. But anyway, that was my reaction to the Marvel San Diego Comic-Con trailers. There is some leaked footage from Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. I did see it. Not going to post it because, I'm not going to talk about it too much either. I'll probably leave that for a later video that's going to come out tomorrow or the day after. But that movie, too. That movie looks a lot more heavy and intense than especially the other Ant-Man movies. So I'll talk more about that later. But anyway, thank you everybody for watching. If you liked my reaction, leave a like. Consider leaving a like even if you didn't like it. I would appreciate it. Please subscribe and hit that bell icon so you don't miss a video. Let me know your thoughts on these trailers in the comments. Social media, podcasts, check those out in the description. I'll see you next time.